By the end of this story, everything would change. Imagine walking into a meeting with the CEO, knowing that the entire company needed to cut $3 million in spending by the end of the year. But I was handed a list full of potentials for cuts. Instead of firing anyone, I decided to look closer at our vendor accounts and software subscriptions. It was like opening Pandora's box. I gathered my team a mix of seasoned pros and some fresh faces, and we dove into the data. We started with what seemed like an innocent task, checking on unused accounts and services across various departments. As we delved deeper, it became clear that things were far from innocent. Picture this: over 100,000 accounts scattered across different programs and services, many of which belonged to employees who had long since left the company. Some people didn't even know they had these accounts. And worst of all, we found out that departments like marketing, accounting, and sales were using IT's budget for their own software purchases. It was a mess. I handed over the leaflets showing these shocking figures to my team members, and you could see the realization on everyone's faces. We weren't just looking at numbers, we were uncovering years of mismanagement. The next step was tying every single account to each employee's AD credentials. This wasn't just about saving money, it was about creating a system where no one could ever misuse or forget these accounts again. It felt like we were building an SSO for the entire company, ensuring that everyone knew exactly what they had and what they didn't need. As we worked tirelessly to clean up this mess, I couldn't help but think about how much money we were wasting every month too. $3 million. That's not a typo, it was two. $3 million a month on services no one even used or knew about. Imagine the impact that could have had if we hadn't caught it. Finally, the day came when I walked into that meeting with the CEO and the entire leadership team. The room was tense as everyone waited for me to speak. I revealed the numbers: $24 million a year wasted on unused services and accounts. The silence in the room was deafening. Everyone looked at each other, shock written all over their faces. It wasn't just about saving money, it was about accountability and transparency within our company. I explained that by tying every account to an AD credential, we had not only stopped this from happening again, but also created a system where no one could ever misuse these accounts again. The room slowly began to buzz with excitement as they realized what this meant for the future of our company, real expansion and growth. The CEO leaned back in his chair and whistled. $24 million? That's incredible. He looked around at everyone, a newfound respect in his eyes. We had saved millions, but more importantly, we had shown that with careful management and teamwork, anything was possible. This story isn't just about saving money. It's about the power of digging deeper, working together, and not settling for the status quo. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to stay tuned for more stories like these stories, where ordinary people make extraordinary things happen. What would you do if you were in my shoes? Would you have taken on such a daunting task with the same vigor and determination? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Number.